What's going on, guys? I'm back with another video, and today we're going to be talking about the best abilities in MUT 22. Now, I wanted to make this video for a little while, but I just really need to wait for a time where there was really no content going on, no coin making methods, nothing like that, and I just had some time to talk about some of the good abilities in this game. So first, before we even get into that, I just want to kind of explain how I'm going to structure this video. First, we're going to start with offense, right? And then second, we're going to go to defense. Now, for each of those, let's just say we start with offense. I'm going to go over the top 5 abilities in order, okay? So number 1 is the best ability, number 5 is the 5th best. Then I'm going to go over 5 of the worst, not the worst abilities, I shouldn't say that. 5 abilities that you actually might think are good, but they're not anymore, right? So whether they're good in a previous Madden, or just something I see a lot of people using that just isn't that good, I just picked out 5 of them that I think are a bit overrated. So if you do enjoy this video, helps you out, all that, please subscribe, please like, all of that stuff, and yeah, let's just hop straight into the most overrated offensive abilities. Okay, so this video isn't sponsored whatsoever, but I do want to say I love this website, mut.gg. I actually only found this for Madden 22. It literally has all the abilities, all the players. It shows you the cheapest training. It has, like, giveaways and stuff. I just love this website. I'm gonna be using it for this video. Obviously, you see me having it up already. And so the first overrated ability that I want to talk about is Leapfrog. Now, you might be thinking, this isn't an overrated ability. Who uses this ability? You would be surprised how many people I see with their Christian McCaffrey trying to hurdle over me with Leapfrog, only to end up flipping over, getting fumbled, and then just giving possession of the ball away. Please do not use Leapfrog. It's just not good. Just juke or spin like a normal person, or even like an even more normal person. Just put it on conservative and try to learn how to stop and go, okay? No need to try to jump over someone for like 1 extra yard. The risk reward is just not there, okay? Now, the second most overrated ability I'm going to be talking about is Secure Protector, right here. A lot of people, for some reason, are saying this completely stops the edge rush. No, it doesn't. I've literally tested this ability myself. I put it on some offensive linemen. It does not work, okay? You still get shedded just the same. Even MUT.gg ranks it as a bronze tier ability, which it says brings little to no value and should be avoided. That's exactly my opinion of this ability as well. The next one I want to talk about is actually one that's probably ranked pretty high, I would think. Here, let me actually find it on this before I say it. Oh, no, they actually have it in bronze as well, which is Playmaker. Now, that's a bit of a controversial one. I know a lot of people love Playmaker, but really, if you want to actually learn how to play Madden, like, learn good plays that actually get open, Playmaker is literally just throwing a blind ball at a receiver and hoping that the defensive player doesn't, doesn't animate to it. Just not a good idea, okay? Maybe in some circumstances it could be okay, but it also costs 5 AP, I'm pretty sure, and they're probably going to raise it if I had to guess. It's just not worth the AP just to throw blind balls at defenders. That's just my opinion. Number 2 most overrated ability, I'm going to combine these two, okay? So, the ones that I think are overrated, are they on here? They're actually not. Oh, never mind. No, they do have them in bronze. So, the ones I'm talking about is Red Zone Deadeye, and then also Long Range Deadeye. Now, I know a lot of people use both of these abilities. I've seen both of them. I don't see much of a difference in accuracy. And to be completely honest, an easier solution, just get a quarterback that could make accurate throws anywhere on the field. That's kind of the way I feel about it. Why only get a quarterback that can throw long range when you could get, or red zone, when you get one that's just accurate? You know what I mean? To spend AP on an ability that you're supposed to just be able to have in a quarterback, a trait that you're supposed to have, I mean, I don't love it. Abilities are supposed to add something to the player, not like give it something that it should already have. That's just my opinion on it. So those are the 5 most overrated abilities on offense. So let's move on to the best abilities on offense. Okay, so the 5th best ability in Madden Ultimate Teams right now on offense, in my opinion, is Backfield Master. It gives you some of the best routes in the game on running back, including the Texas route, which is actually my favorite. You could put a manual flat route on, which could be great for some situations. It also helps increase the catching, I'm pretty sure, from the backfield. Just a really good, solid ability for players specifically who throw to their running back a lot. If you have a receiving back, it's only 1 AP to get. Very worth it for certain offenses. Definitely not by any means a necessary ability or anything like that. Just a very nice, convenient ability in some schemes. I personally have Backfield Master because I have Deuce Staley, who's a receiving back. I get it for 1 AP, and it's just nice to have. It's just a convenient one to have. Now, my 4th favorite is, and they should have it in gold. If they don't have it in gold, that's kind of ridiculous. They do. It's Pass Lead Elite. Now, this is one of the very few abilities, throwing abilities, I should say, where when you throw without it, you could actually feel the difference. Yeah, this just helps so much, especially on some of those tight throws. You're trying to lead it away from the defender. You know it's open, but it might be a little tight. Like, this ability helps so much. I suggest everyone to at least just try it out. I personally love this ability. I don't really have much else to say. The meaning of it's pretty self-explanatory. It helps you lead the pass, lead the pass a little better. Some meta stuff, and yeah, I really like the ability. Now, number 3, I combine pretty much 2 abilities in one. It's Slot Apprentice or Tight End Apprentice. I mean, they're kind of the same thing. Tight End Apprentice for tight end, Slot Apprentice for wide receivers. Just very good to get extra routes out on the field, especially post routes for tight ends, corner routes for wide receivers, stuff of that nature. Just really helpful in general, in my opinion. Not really else much to say about that. It just makes your offense more versatile, if that makes sense. You could do more things with your offense, more routes. You go from 8 routes to 12 routes, I believe. It gives you 4 extra routes you can run. Just helps mix it up a bit. That's just my opinion. Now, number 2 and number 1 were pretty tight, but I had to think effect on the game. So, number 2, we're up in the elite tier now, is Gunslinger. Gunslinger is a great ability. I hate playing without Gunslinger, to be completely honest. It just makes the release so much better. It's hard to actually even explain what this ability does, but you could feel it the moment you play, if that makes sense. The best way I can explain it is it just feels like the ball zips out of your quarterback's hands. Under pressure, not a problem. It'll get right to the receiver. Just such a fast release, especially for some of these quarterbacks that already have a fast release. I can't think of any examples right now. Oh my god. Well, last year it was like Brett Favre, for example. Like, some of these quarterbacks already have great releases. Combined with Gunslinger, it's just amazing. So that's the 2nd best ability in my opinion. And the number 1 ability in Madden 22 is actually Route Technician, which I used this last year. I was actually a little bit disappointed with it because it seemed like if you had a fast receiver without Route Tech, it just burned people. Like, it didn't really matter if you had Route Tech. This year, I feel like I could literally call a play with a very slow receiver who has Route Tech on them, and they might burn their guy. Like, speed doesn't even matter as much, in my opinion, as Route Tech does. Now, obviously, you'd love a receiver that is Route Technician and has a lot of speed. That's just going to torch DBs, especially the elite ones in the game right now. But, yeah, definitely number 1 ability. If you want to throw the ball and get your players open, this is definitely the ability to try. Now, I didn't include Hot Route Master because, honestly, some of the, I've never really understood Hot Route Master, to be completely honest. You need a very specific archetype, and it costs so much AP, and you could just get, like, wide receiver, tight end apprentice, and backfield master for less than Hot Route Master. to me, that's just never made sense. Escape Artist, this year isn't as valuable if you want to run like a real offense, like a real scheme, not just I'm gonna run around all over the place sort of thing. Deep Out Elite, I don't know why they consider that an elite tier, to be completely honest. I think it deserves to be in gold, depending on some players and some schemes. But I don't know why Deep Out is so much better than like Short Out or Medium Out. To me, they're all the same. Again, let me know all your opinions on that. But now we're just going to move on to defense. So first we're going to go over the most overrated defensive abilities. Okay, so the first ability on defense that I believe is very overrated is Tip Drill. Now, I actually personally have a friend that tries to convince me over and over again. They're like, I swear I get so much more interceptions when I have Tip Drill on my guy. I swear, they just catch everything. No, he got me to try it, and it did not, okay? No. It does not work. Please don't believe it works. It doesn't. If you're gonna catch a pick, you're gonna catch a pick. If you're not, you're not, okay? Bronze tier ability, rated by Mutt.gg. It's just not it, okay? Trust me. Now, the second and third most overrated are kind of the same, so I'm just going to include them both at the same time. We have Spinner and Swim Club. To me, these abilities are better with a user at defensive tackle. Like, if you're playing squads, for example, and one of the people aren't very good at usering, or you kind of just run out of users, and someone has to user a defensive lineman, maybe using, like, actually manually using a swim move or, like, a spin move or something like that. Maybe that comes more in handy then. Same with Ripper. I'll actually include all three of these in the same. So there are three abilities right there. I just think they're just not that good in just playing one-on-one, head-to-head, or weekend league or anything like that. And the last one I kind of want to touch on is this Run Stopper ability right here. I used to think this was great. I was like, oh my god, this literally costs 1 AP, costs just as much as inside stuff, and it stops inside and outside runs. I need to get this. Truth is, it doesn't only just not stop inside and outside runs, it stops neither inside or outside runs. This ability does almost nothing. I'm not gonna lie. I hope they make it better, even if they boost the AP to like 2 or 3. But then it actually obliterates the run. I think we need an ability like this in the game to balance some of those I-form formations. That's just my personal opinion. But, yeah, I wouldn't run this, sadly. I ran it for a while, trust me. I tried my hardest to run this ability. I just didn't love it. And sure enough, they give it a bronze tier. I don't think it should be in bronze tier. I'd put it maybe somewhere up in, like, silver, I guess. But, you know, it is what it is. It doesn't do much, really. I've maybe had a few lucky sheds, but that might have just been natural. I don't know. I just haven't loved the ability in Madden 22. Again, I would love to hear some of your comments and some of your opinions on this stuff. But, yeah. Finally, we are going to move on to the defense. We're going to move on to the defensive abilities. Okay, so the 5th best ability on defense, in my opinion, where is it, is Lurker, right here. So, I actually had to get convinced of this. This is only good in certain circumstances, and let me explain the circumstances. So, some people this year have actually been really liking using linebackers. I usually never use linebackers. I always use safeties. They seem to animate much better. They seem to be much faster, more fluid. I still stick to that. But for some people, I've seen it actually work. They can disrupt the run better with linebackers, it seems. They don't break as many tackles, these overpowered running backs like LeGarrette Blount. And if you put Lurker on the linebackers, it seems like they actually animate decent. So maybe try it for linebackers. I had to put it on the list because for once, one of these weird meta sort of things that I actually read it in a YouTube comment, and then I actually saw it. It actually does work, and it can work. So, again, not something I personally run, but I had to put it on the list. I put it at number 5. Number 4, I don't know where it is on here. Oh, I guess they actually don't think it's a good ability. Oh, wow, this is one that I do have to disagree with. Mutt.gg. Oh, no. They think it's a silver tier ability. But I think Out My Way is a really good ability. I put it at number 4. Again, I don't personally run it just because I run the number 1 ability so much, which I'll explain then. But Out My Way, I feel like is a pretty good ability every year. You can just instant shed fullbacks, which is really good for some of those meta run formations. The run is so hard to stop. Ever since they patched the run in Madden 20, yeah, Madden 20 was the first year the run was actually overpowered. Ever since then, they haven't really balanced it out. I personally still have trouble stopping the run. I know the meta run plays as well. It's still very difficult. Some of these I-form runs, they will just gash you once in a while. So, you know, I have Out My Way, or I don't have it, but some people have Out My Way on their safeties or their linebackers or whatever. And essentially, you could just insta-shed tight ends or fullbacks. Again, I don't run it on my team because I think there's some very, very valuable abilities that you need to run. But this one is definitely a good one. Now, the third most. This one, I'm going to get a lot of disagreement with in the comments. Mutt.gg completely disagrees with me because it's actually in their bronze, which I don't quite understand, but, you know, it is what it is. Oh, wait, no, it's not in their bronze. It's in their silver. But I still don't think it should be in silver. That's Edge Threat. Now, I know they made it much worse from prior years, but just because it's not as good as the prior years doesn't mean it's bad. I personally run this ability on both of my defensive ends, and they still shed more often with it than without it, I feel. I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, maybe my defensive line's actually pretty decent, but I feel like whenever I have this ability, I see the little flashing superstar, and I feel like they're shedding people. Again, let me know in the comments, disagreement, any of that sort of thing, but I'm going to stick with running Edge Threat. I think it is a good ability in this game. Now, a few that me and Mutt.gg do agree on, the second best ability in the game is Inside Stuff. So everything that I said run stuff wasn't earlier, Inside Stuff is. It can actually obliterate the run. If they're running a lot of inside zone with, like, no fullbacks, like, it's not like a meta I-form formation or something, and you have 2 inside stuffs, you are going to make their life a lot harder if they are just running every play. Trust me. It is not fun to go against 2 inside stuffs when you're trying to run inside, okay? Because you can't even double team both of them. So that's the second best ability. Now the number one... Oh, wait, actually, before you get to the number 1 ability, I just want to include a few honorable mentions. I figure there's so many good abilities in this game, so many different options. That's part of the reason why I even love Ultimate Team so much. Just so many options for everyone. So the number 1 honorable mention for offense that didn't quite make the cut was Red Zone Threat. It's funny because I actually run Red Zone Threat myself. To me, it's just not a game-changing ability like some of the other offensive abilities, but it can be very hard to score when you're in that red zone area. And Red Zone Threat can be kind of a funny ability to bail you out a bit. Just throw it high to a Red Zone Threat and pray, I guess. But, yeah, I do like the ability. Figured it deserved an honorable mention. And then the other one for defense that deserved an honorable mention was Under Pressure. I feel like, for a defensive tackle, really, like maybe inside stuff and under pressure, I feel that could make for a really good defensive tackle. It does force some of those, what do you call them, throws under pressure, where they just, like, throw it inaccurately. It works sometimes, but it's not a game changer, in my opinion. But, the best defensive ability, in my opinion, Mutt.gg agrees with me, is Acrobat. It's just so good. It's the difference between you put a flat out on the field, right? You put a hard flat. They throw to their running back. The running back catches it and gains 3 yards, and then your hard flat tackles them. But a hard flat with Acrobat, they throw it to their running back. He makes a crazy diving play and intercepts the ball. That is the type of difference we're talking about. This ability is a difference maker. I try to put it on every single secondary player. I physically can. It's just such a good ability. So, yeah, that is going to be the end of the video. This is kind of a long one. This is another one where I talk a lot and try to explain a lot of things. So, if you do enjoy these kinds of videos where I break down some meta and Madden, please leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.